Today it's all about the wood. The more we have, the more damage we do. We build an island, it has trees. We then place a sawmill next to as many trees as possible. That produces us wood, which in turn pays for crossbows. Crossbows hurt things, so we like crossbows. We also like trees, so we're going to get more of them, hoping for islands just like that. Then when we're finished admiring our wood, we bring in the enemies and murder them relentlessly. Wave 1, not too much of a problem. So what we're going to need is another sawmill, that's a +5, but we're also going to need some stones, so we're going to hope to get lots of those, not unlike that. Then we put a mine near those, that's a +4 mine. Then we bring in the morons again, wave 2. This one has a stinger. Our towers are hitting for 20 damage each currently, that's going to go up as time goes on. So far our defenses are more than up to the task. And we got our first card, Cannon Tower, Catapult, or Elf. We're going to get elves, because if you put them near trees, more damage. We like trees. We like trees so much, we're going to put more of them down like that. And anytime you get an elevated spot, that's a great spot to put a tower because they get extra damage and range. He gets 80% plus 50 for the height plus the trees. Then we're going to put down another mine because we need more stones, and then we're going to put one of these towers up here. Then we're going to bring in the next wave. This one has a few more bats plus a hornet. The elf is doing 69 damage, which is funny but also a lot of damage, so it actually one-shotted that thing. They are very expensive though, so we're going to need to start mining some gold at some point. For now, probably more wood. That wasn't a great island, I kind of want my money back. Though we can have a +4 sawmill up here and then another +4 one down here, thus ensuring our wood for generations to come. We also have an elevated tower there, 50% extra damage. Simply given what I saw last round, we're not going to have any problem taking on waves for a while. As long as we got our elf up here on the hill, we're going to be way ahead. And we get to draw more cards, Shock Tower, Mage, Catapult. We don't have any mana yet, but we will. So with the Shock Tower, that's also surprisingly expensive. But we're going to need more quarries for now, because we're going to need things like mana stones, but also more stones. So we put another +4 mine down there. We can actually afford another sawmill because they're just really cheap. They produce wood, so they buy themselves. We'll give a +3 one there, and we're going to start the next wave. We're just going to get really rich in resources, and then we're going to destroy absolutely everything. Speaking of which, here's a 25% tower, and another 50% tower. Now we're up to 1200 stones, so that means we could buy a lot more land. We're going to put some more stones maybe down here. There's a perfect place for a mine, that's a +5 mine. Then we're going to buy more trees, we're going to plant these ones over here. But we do have the money for another elf, so I'm actually going to go ahead and sell this tower. I'll miss it dearly. 80% plus 50%. And we can see the range is actually pretty big, but they do 69 damage because they're elevated. No more little bats, we're dealing with big hornets and mossy logs. Because of the elves, they're absolutely getting destroyed though. 69 damage is enough to one-shot some of these, but once the elves level up, I'm sure they'll do it. Mines produce 50% more stone. This sounds powerful. Single target damage, has infinite attack range. We'll get that later. Right now we need stone income. We need to get ahead on our stones. So if I put one there, there's going to be extra 4 every round. Plus all the stones just allow us to buy more land, so we can do things like this and put elves up there. But for now, we're going to settle for putting a +5 sawmill in. Maybe even a +4 sawmill. Resources are just so easy to come by right now. We're back to the small bats, but I have a feeling they're going to get absolutely destroyed. Our one elf alone is going to take care of this. And he'd better, because I will toss him right off my island if he doesn't. We don't really have a lot of defenses down the bottom. Then again, I guess I don't really care that much. We're going to go ahead and put another sawmill up as soon as we can. We're 3 wood short, so we're just going to start the wave. I'm going to put a crossbow tower down here because that's going to get a +50, and we're getting more wasps. Max mana, wood income, sawmills give +50% wood. We're going to have so much wood. I'm going to place a few crossbows just in kind of whatever spots for now, just in case. I'm always worried that something will sneak through our defenses, and these spots would be garbage otherwise. I also have 3,200 stone, so I might as well lay down a few more islands and stuff. That's going to be a pretty good spot for a mine. And we could put a little more forest up here. That's also a pretty good one for elves and trees. Elves are getting pretty expensive though, so we're maybe going to need to start actually mining some gold at some point. But now I'm going to put this mana tower thing up here. That's going to shock enemies coming from the north. Our mana obviously doesn't regenerate very fast at all, but we'll eventually get some things that can harvest these mana crystals, so we'll get mana regen. Oh, we have a flying meatball this time too. I feel like he's probably going to get destroyed maybe even before he even gets to the elf towers. Yeah, his health's dropping quickly. Yeah, once the elf starts hitting him, it chunks away big time. Alright, what we're going to need is some more wood, and some more wood again. We're getting so much wood, it's actually a joke. What we're going to need is gold pretty soon. Definitely going to need some gold. For now, more towers. I'm also getting so much stone that I don't actually really know what to do with it right now. I guess I could build some more quarries. I like to try and stack them up side by side to keep them organized. There might be a strategic thought to that, but I haven't figured that out yet. I just know we got a lot of stone, so I might as well throw some of these down, hoping for tall spots like that, or just spots where mana crystals and gold can appear. Okay, now we got 3 flying meatballs, so if we get a little bit desperate, we can put some new things down. We can definitely put some towers there for now. We can always sell them later. We'll just put some towers up in the high spots, but some of these are definitely reserved for future elves. The current elves are more than up to the task though. This one's a level, just went up to level 3. He's now 82 damage. The flying meatballs are getting closer, but still not anywhere close enough to be a problem. And the furnace. Build near gold deposits to mine gold. That's perfect. We've been gathering gold along the way, but not super efficiently. And they cost stone to get. We have lots of stone. So I'm actually going to sell this. It's a good spot for other things, but we need to harvest all the gold we can. It's still going to be slow to mine, but we make so much stone now that we can actually place these quite everywhere. And when we get lots of gold, we can do things like an elf with 6 trees, 120 plus 25%. He's going to be an absolute destroyer. But then again, so my many other towers, I'm just going to put everywhere. They only take wood to build, so wood is one thing I certainly have a lot of. Every turn I'm going to make an absolute boatload of all the resources at this point, so it's not going to be hard to keep on stacking myself up. Like here's another +5 sawmill, and we can almost afford another one already. What we can afford is another one of these islands, so I'll put that over there. There's another mana crystal for when we're ready. Now we're fighting all hornets, wave 12. And we have so many crossbows that we're really not struggling at all through this. But just in case, I will put up a few more, because you can never be, you know, too murdery. A lot of good ones to choose from here. More mana, more furnace gold, more stone production, or winter blocks that have mana crystals. I want more gold. You can never have too much gold, ever. I can't really afford that many things right now, but I can afford a few more elves. Like I think this would maybe be a good spot to put an elf, because he's going to be surrounded by all sorts of things. As long as they have lots of trees around them, they're going to be doing fine. I just wait till there's a good spot. Like here is plus 60%. They are supposed to be expensive, but we're pretty rich already, so that's not really a big concern to me. I would imagine there's actually a proper way to do this, but I really can't be bothered to figure out what that is. I'm just going to keep placing towers down until things die. We're starting to get some Grim Reaper things coming in. It looks like they might actually be able to have some ranged attacks. But you know what? I've quickly stacked up 4,000 wood, so I'd be stupid not to place some more crossbows everywhere. Kind of running out of room over here, so gonna have to be careful with where we're placing things. I can place some more elves though easy enough. It's just a matter of finding some logical spots for them. I think I'm gonna need more stone production. Now that I look at it, we need more mines everywhere. They're getting very expensive though at the same time. There's another +4 mine. You know, while we're at it, let's put another +4 mine. Look at all the enemies coming in now. Every time I go to place new towers though, it's really easy to do because I make so many resources every round already that when we want more towers, we just simply make more towers. The flying meatballs are coming in. We got some other things coming in behind them. I don't know if I've even used my shock towers yet. I kind of forget they exist. I should probably put them out on the edges so that when things get close, they can't get shocked like that. That's actually really strong. I'm going to place one of these down here, and I'm going to put a shock tower somewhere down here because I really can't afford it. I'm also going to try and put an elf here when we get a little more gold. So far, I've made the waves look pretty easy. Nothing's really been that dangerous or close to me, and I don't think that's going to change really anytime soon. We invested in the resources early. There's a blueberry version of the flying thing, so we'll keep an eye on him to see how close he can get to us. I would wager not overly, but his health is actually standing up pretty strong. But he's got to go through a lot of towers to be able to get anywhere at all. And once they're all starting to go in, he's dropping quick, especially because of our elf here is up to level 4. I like how one of the cards is replenishment. You get 2,000 of every resource. I'm pretty sure I make that almost every round now. So we're going to do a catapult. First, I'm going to put an elf there. Catapults cost stone, and they use stones to attack, but that's perfectly fine because I think they hit really hard. So I probably should have actually put that up here. But we have a spot over there for another catapult. We can't afford it yet. But we know that stones, so wood can buy most of the towers, stone can buy the others. And the catapults hit for 155 damage, and they go really far, so they're going to be great for bosses. So in saying that, we're going to put another one. I had a spot picked out. Oh yeah, I was going to put one over here. We're kind of doing a 4 corners thing. Oh, we're also fighting fireballs. I didn't really realize that, but we're fighting fireballs. And using all this wood I have, I think I'm going to need more mines. Anywhere I can get a little bit more stone coming in, we're going to need it. Those are getting expensive though, so we'll also get some more wood as soon as we can. We probably need a shock tower over here. And since I have the money, we need to place some elves somewhere around the trees, as many as we can. We got to spend that money somehow. And catapults. We'll put a catapult somewhere in the center here where he can really defend us. Wow, I didn't even see what we were fighting there. I was too busy stacking resources. We'll put a sawmill there. That's a +5. We're going to open up some more forest land too for elves, sawmills, stones, etc. We probably need to be careful of how many mana using towers we have. Oh, we're fighting ghost things now. Ghost tornadoes. But we will go through our mana because of our mana towers, so we need to start replenishing before we add too many. Otherwise, we'll rely on them for defense, and that would be stupid. And we got our cards. Speed tower sounds interesting. More gold. Do we really need more gold? We kind of want more gold. We're going to take some swamp. I was hoping that'd be a little cheaper to buy initially. So there's a swamp, there's some gold, I guess. I regret that decision already. We already have so much gold that I didn't need any. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of idiots coming in, but I have a lot of simple crossbows. And I'm pretty sure crossbows will easy enough to take care of all that. So while that's happening, I'm going to put another gold mine down. I lied, I'm going to put down 2 gold mines. And then we're going to put like maybe a catapult on the raised spot. Ooh, wave 20, it's all these giant meatballs. So we're definitely going to put another catapult down because they're hitting for almost 200 damage each. So these big guys are going to get melted. The elves are also going to help. This one's level 4. This one's level 4. They're doing almost 100 damage themselves. Plus they get a little bit of extra range. Our wood is starting to stockpile. So we're going to need to do something about that. That's a good spot. Well, since we've got all this extra gold, we might as well spend it on these incredibly strong elves. And I'll buy another shock tower if we're over here just because I can. Then I'm going to need more mines probably. I still just need more stone. I'm never going to run out of the amount of stone that I need. Luckily they only cost wood to buy, and wood is one thing I absolutely have in abundance. But also more quarry area for more stone. I know this is a tower defense game, but I'm actually just more worried about the resources than anything. I'm hardly even paying attention to what's happening in the waves, but to be fair, we are destroying them. Like this is a strong blueberry, flying blueberry. He's getting absolutely destroyed by the elves so far. Everything's getting destroyed. And I haven't even put any catapults out that way yet either. And I even have this basic crossbows that can go out here and there just to add a little bit of damage. They're so cheap to buy at this point. So the mossy log up there is going to die. Then it's just up to the 2 blueberries. But this one's now going to be the focus of everything here. So even if it gets a little closer, he's going to be absolutely melted. Sawmills give 50% more wood. There is a mage tower, which sounds fun. I still don't have any mana to come in, so I'm just going to go wood income, which is stupid because I already make a lot of wood. But wood buys me a lot of extra towers and it really funnels into other resources. The more wood I have, the more mines I can buy. The more mines I have, the more wood I get. And there's another +4 mine, so that's definitely gonna look at all of our gold again. It's crazy how much gold we can get. But then it's hard to know what to spend it on. I guess I'll just put shock towers everywhere. They use mana, but they really seem to be evaporating, especially these weak little bats. They're very numerous, but the shock tower I think hits like all of them. We're also out of mana, so we're going to need to start getting some of that. Luckily we don't need mana because we also hurl boulders at everyone. So what we're going to need is a little bit more grass and hopefully a little bit more stone as soon as we can afford it. Wave 23 starts with a whole mixture of idiots, all of which are going to die pretty quick. We're still doing lots of damage, and because of all of our wood, we just keep stacking up towers. Looks like something froze one of our towers though. Not sure which enemy that was, but there's a lot of different enemies, few of which I pay any attention to. Gonna add more quarry over here. I don't know if I even want any more swamp. I guess we might as well try, just in case there's, a decent gold find. We'll also build a few more mines wherever we can, just to eke out a little more stone. They are getting expensive themselves, but we're so rich in other resources that it's kind of getting to be a joke already. Lots of flying blue ghosts this time around, but they're also dying super quickly. Everything's dying quickly. We just have too many crossbows. Not too many, but we have a lot. I also saved up 10,000 gold sort of accidentally again, but for now I'm just going to spend my remaining wood on just extra crossbows. That seems to be working out just fine. Nothing's able to get anywhere close to us yet. I do feel kind of bad because there's not really any elves on this side because elves really prefer to have trees. So we're going to place just one cluster of trees over here. I'm also going to buy what's called a shredder because that sounds fun. They take wood to buy, so that's good for us. This is wave 25. We also just spawned a golem over here, which is alarming, but I'm also going to put an elf right in his face, and the golem's actually dying very quickly. We're also going to add some shredders in because they're so cheap and our wood replenishes itself quickly. Shredders just shoot out things that just don't stop. They're like endless piercing, if I understood that correctly. So yeah, they start heading out and they hit multiple enemies, presumably, because I think the waves are going to get pretty busy. I do need to remember, though, that we need to spend our gold because we're making way too much of it. So we got lots of the big blue idiots coming in. We got lots of everything coming in. This is going to get busy. And when I need a little more, we can just put some catapults up on these. They will use stones themselves, but they do so much damage that it's going to melt them all. So this guy's taking damage. I saw the catapults hit him. Yeah, the catapults take big chunks out of him. The shredders are going to help. The shredders only do 22 damage, so I'm not really going to buy a ton of those at 1100. They do have piercing, but against the boss, there's no need to pierce. Still just need more all resources. That's actually a really good spot for an elf though. Then again, maybe not. I thought he would get more of the tree bonuses from there. 20% plus 50%, that's good enough for me. These guys are hurling purple things that are towers. Doesn't really seem to be stopping me though. Because even if the first towers get knocked out, I've got like 35 towers behind, waiting. And anytime I see any gaps that don't really have anything going on, I'm just going to add more crossbows. 900 wood sounds expensive, but it's really not. Fireballs are coming in, fireballs are getting melted. And when we run out of wood for more of those, we're going to buy more catapults because catapults take stone and they hit really hard. So whether it's wood or stone, which we have a lot of both, we're creating new towers. And our elves are just so wonderfully strong. So this guy actually he only now is he the target of attention, and he lasted like a second and a half. And on the monster thing, I don't know if it was this one or this one. Either way, he got melted. Don't think we've seen any ghost 2s, moles. Actually, I haven't seen like any of these lower ones. So maybe at some point they'll show up. I also seem to feel like more enemies spawn east and west rather than north and south, so we need more defenses east and west, presumably. But I'm kind of just slowly guessing here, and I'm just going to keep placing towers at this point. There's no strategy needed anymore. We're already rich. If I put an elf here, he has a 6-tree bonus, 120 damage. 120% damage, rather. I don't know what our damage per second is at this point, but it's obviously pretty high, because nothing's getting anywhere close to us. I might need some more catapults over here, just because it takes idiots so long to get to us. All damage from towers up 7%. Long range tower with area damage. Both of those are fun. Star Tower is good too. I still don't have any way to generate a lot of mana, so Bombardier it is. They also start out very cheap. They have a long range, so we're just going to kind of place those around 250 each. So we'll make sure there's a few around each corner of the island as best we can. And I'm pretty sure they don't use mana or anything, so they'll really, yeah, they have really nice splash damage actually if I saw that. I'm not sure how far the bomb goes. Yeah, that hits a lot of them. It doesn't take mana, so that's actually a really strong tower. I'm getting more of them over here somewhere, so it'd be nice if we could get some extra forests put down. Just gotta kill a few more things. All the other towers do go up very quickly in price. The crossbow is the only one that doesn't go up. Like, I've bought 1 million of them. There's still only 1,000. Oh, these are the dark blue blueberries. Alright, well, let's see how they stand up against my towers. So far, they're kind of getting melted. So far, they're officially melted. Cannon towers also only do 66, but that splashes. So we're going to put one of them up there for big splash damage. We're going to put an elf down below for an 80% bonus. And then we just sit back and watch enemies roll in. I didn't realize we could speed it up, so we could actually be doing this in high speed. So they come in, they melt. This also gives me less time to react if something goes wrong, but nothing ever goes wrong. I have perfect skills when it comes to all of this stuff. Oh, I didn't even see there was a golem walking through the stones. I wonder if he comes out of the stones. I wanted to put that there because we definitely need one of these guys down here somewhere. These guys seem like they're flying so fast on 3 times speed. But they're sort of just like a melting ore right about here that nothing seems to be able to get through. We're hardly using any mana, but we don't have a lot of mana towers because we don't have any way to get mana. We need to put another bomb tower somewhere over here also. These are the weak ones, the flying meatballs. The red ones are the weakest of all the flying idiots. Got a lot of wood again, so I'm just going to lay down a few quarries just to try and get our stone production up a little bit more. I mean, starting this one, we have 3,300. There's also a golem that's getting absolutely destroyed. And they have 5,000 HP, so yeah, the DPS up here is crazy. DPS island-wide, I have no idea what it is, but it's got to be up there. These golems seem to like spawning right here, so I need to keep that in mind. If there's any stronger golems or anything, I'll put better towers there. Oh, one of the golems actually did spawn here, so we had a shorter walk to get to. I think this is my main building. Luckily, by the time anything gets anywhere close to that, they're probably going to be pretty reasonably destroyed. So probably just an elf tower somewhere down here because they're so insanely strong. And he gets a friendly crossbow. That still leaves us with 16,000 extra gold. Like, I guess we'll just put extra shock towers in. They can just, I don't know, intimidate the enemy if anything. I actually managed to spend most of that. The next shock tower costs 5 grand. So those do add up, but they're kind of like a last resort anyway. This is a nice mix of things. We get the fast little wispy things and then the big blobby things. Nothing gets anywhere close. Well, here's a pylon finally, so we can start regenerating mana. They cost 300 gold each, but we are going to put them around anywhere we have mana pylons that are accessible, which at this point there's not a ton of. But when you have this much gold, you kind of make stupid choices and get away with them. Like this guy, we're going to sell him and just move him over 1 spot. Then we'll put a mana pylon on. Now our mana regen is plus 11. We can hope to get lucky and get another one here, and we did not. So instead we'll just put another mine in for more stones. But that's also good because if any enemies do make it in now, our towers can regenerate mana somewhat to be able to compensate for all their use. And we can just add more types of mana towers now if we want. We did use it all there, but like I said, they're kind of a backup plan. That golem's getting a little bit close to our main base. He got close. He didn't end up touching the base, but he did get a little bit uncomfortably close, so the enemies are clearly getting stronger. We are in wave 34, so that makes sense. I have a devious plan though, since golems like to spawn down here. Let's make sure they spawn a little bit further away. No idea if that works, but here's like a $10,000 elf that does crazy damage. Also gonna buy a mana pylon. Gonna put a quarry over here. I'm not entirely sure why I did that, to be honest. And we'll put a few bomb towers down here. If I can afford a tower, I might as well just put them somewhere. It's not gonna hurt. Also, that golem did make me a little bit nervous. These are costing 1,000 each, but we're rich, so we just put these everywhere. And that way, if a golem does spawn here, he's in immediate trouble. So we'll see if we get lucky enough to have that happen. Oh, we're getting big bats now. Wave 35, we get fat bats. These move quickly and clearly have a lot of health. Once they hit all the towers though, they die. They only have 80 HP. They've got no chance of getting to me. I like how quick these waves are though. The other ones take 5 minutes each. These ones are done in an instant. That wave, nothing happened. I don't know if the game broke or that was supposed to be something I wasn't paying attention to, but nothing happened. I bought some swamps and they came with a lot of high ground. So we need to be able to put the right things there. Like a catapult. And maybe even just a regular basic crossbow again, because they'll still get a nice boost out of that stuff. Oh, that was a golem. He made it this far instead of up to the base. So that's a better sign. I have 20,000 gold again. I don't know what I'm going to do with 20,000 gold yet. I guess buy more elves. This is a nice spot for an elf. Wave 37 is just a lot of big circles of idiots getting closer. They are able to freeze some of my towers, but I've got backups. I've got backups for my backups. And I got a lot of these bomb towers that have that nice AoE, so I really have a nice balance of towers. Things that is really going to have trouble getting to me. This wave's getting a little bit intense. We got tons of big bats coming in, then we got red meatballs behind them. The red meatballs aren't going to last very long, though we're definitely going to be able to melt them. Especially in these corners that are so full of crossbows. Like the crossbows aren't great for damage, they're only 28, but they do 30 shots per minute, so every 2 seconds they fire. And we got the star towers. Powerful single target damage, has infinite attack range, yes. They're going to use a lot of mana, but because they have infinite attack range, they can go anywhere. I would assume they do more damage if they're up on a hill, but they have infinite reach anyway, so for now we can get away with putting them anywhere because I can afford a lot of these. They'll drain my mana right away, but they'll hopefully kill everything before it's a problem. Pretty sure I'm not supposed to be able to afford this many of them right now. I'm just about out of room. Like I have almost no space at all left to put even a single tower really. So what little bit we have, I am just going to fill with towers. There's still a few gaps, but I'm not going to bother to find them all. We're just going to start the wave and see how the star tower thing works. Okay, so they're the one making a weird sound currently. They're draining the mana very quickly, but they can hit anything from anywhere. I feel like they're making this wave look very, very easy. I don't really know what they're targeting, but it's going to be best for bosses and golems, because no matter where they are, they can attack them. They definitely drain my mana though, so I'm definitely going to have to be careful about where I put things. But that'll probably work out good, because if they use all the mana where the enemies are way out far, they'll regenerate by the time the enemies are close, and if the enemies do get close, there's non-mana towers to destroy them. Wave 40. Star towers do get a bonus from the elevated too, so he's doing 330 damage. He's getting a 50% boost, but that's crazy damage. We get such a stupid amount of resources every time we do anything. I'm gonna put another elf down here. He gets 100% boost. Finally, the mushrooms are making an appearance. I think the mushrooms heal when they die. That's what the green aura is, so enemies will get healed, but then they will die anyway. Death is inevitable. Nothing's going to be able to get close to my island. We're just going to keep putting down even basic crossbows. Anytime there's a gap, I'm plugging it with a crossbow. We're being attacked by an absolute horde of the strongest flying blueberries, and we're absolutely destroying them. So right now, I basically just start a wave. I don't even pay attention to what's happening. I just place down as many towers as I can, plugging holes. Then the wave ends. I simply put more things down, and yeah, I just keep repeating this, and it's working great. That's a lot of bats. Still not worried though. Now they're getting pretty close, so that's a big group of them. Oh, that took off half my HP. Didn't expect them to get that close. This is what I need. Winter. Winter blocks spawn more mana. Yes, that's perfect. Alright, using my oodles of gold, we're gonna up my mana production in a big way. That was not a very good one, but we can still put a crystal down and that's still going to be a +2 and whatever else can be +1. Wave 45, things are getting heavier again, but I got my mana production better. It's a 33% mana thing, but it's we're still taking damage. Maybe we need more shock towers. I forget how good those are. I stopped putting them a while ago because I got them so early, but I think they're actually really strong. The mushrooms seem to be a problem because they die and they heal the other idiots. I think we're okay, but not by as much as I'd like to be. I've also realized that all these catapults help because some of the enemies actually freeze my towers. But if they target a useless catapult, that's really no different to me. Wave 48, they're getting a little bit closer, but still not bad. Now that I adjust my mana, it's easy. Plus I can increase my mana regen by 50%. We went from 40 to 60, which still isn't quite enough mana to regen all my towers, but it's enough to fire it off when we need to and to keep the enemies back. Like a star tower is level 8, 374 damage. Wave 50, and I can't help but notice there's a little Grim Reaper walking toward me slowly. Little bit interested to see what his deal is going to be. He's coming from a long ways away, so he's got to go through a lot of towers to get to my base. So I think once we wipe out all the other idiots and are able to focus him a little better, his health should drop. He's already lost 15% of his health. I think that's only going to drop because the more other idiots that die, the more focused he's going to be, and that's bad news for... Okay, he's dropping quick now. I think all the star towers are probably on him at this point. It sucks to have his job today. Wave 50 was supposed to be hard, and we, I think, made it just look easy. We get no info on how strong the Wraith is, so we just have to assume he's obviously pretty strong. So we made the boss look easy. Elf Tower did the most, 1,400,000, so that should be 1.4 million. Catapult 1.3 million. Star Tower 600,000. You get the idea.